What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Growing Up Fish. I'm Jamal. Thank you so much for your comments, for your likes, for your support with this channel so far. We are continuing to want to grow this channel. We are trying to reach 500 subscribers. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and consider doing so. In this video, we're going to talk about the 5 tank mates that I think will work out perfectly if you have parrot cichlids. And we're going to start off with number 1 being the angelfish. Now, the angelfish has been in this aquarium for about 6 months now. It was in my community tank, but what I found out about this angelfish is that it was a little aggressive. And so I did try to put in another angelfish in that aquarium that was the community tank. And basically this angelfish here bullied the other angelfish and kind of put it in a situation that just really wasn't good. So overall, what I found out is, angelfish need a lot of room, and try to put them in all at once if you are gonna try to put in angelfish in a community tank, or if you're trying to put in multiple angelfish into an aquarium. You want to make sure that you monitor their behavior because sometimes they do pick on each other. But in this tank, it gets along so well with the parrot cichlids, and of course the angelfish is a part of the cichlid family. So when it comes to like choosing your tank mate or wondering will the angelfish work out, it is a yes. I've had success so far with angelfish being in the same tank as my parrot cichlids. Number 2 on the list are the roseline sharks. Now these beauties here, there are I think 5 in this tank right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe there's 4. Okay, it appears to be 4. But there are roseline sharks in this tank. There are 5. I knew I wasn't crazy. All right, so there are roseline sharks in this tank, and let me tell you, over the last actually 2 years plus, these roseline sharks have grown in this community with these parrot cichlids amazingly. Like, it has been an incredible journey to watch these roseline sharks really grow up with the cichlids, because these roseline sharks started off as little babies, and there was moments where there was chasing, but overall, like, they held their ground and they grew extremely bigger than what they were when I first bought them, and they have worked out beautifully with the roseline sharks. And by the way, I've also created a video talking about how I was able to raise up my roseline sharks in this tank with these cichlids, so make sure you check this video out right here. Well, if you are not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, also the like and the bell notification icon, so you'll know every time I post a new video. We are trying to reach 500 subscribers, and I know you can help me get there. All right, so next up on the list, and number 3, it's gonna be danios. Danios actually can work out in a lot of tanks, and that's what I found out over the years. They've been in this tank about a year or so, maybe longer than that, and they worked out beautifully with my parrot cichlids. And the thing about this is that they are just peaceful fish. And I also have danios in my aquarium with my Fahaka puffer, and you can check out a video about that and how I'm able to maintain that tank by going to this video here. But overall, danios are beautiful creatures. They are beautiful fish, and they are peaceful fish, and they go extremely well with parrot cichlids, just because they're so peaceful, and they say to themselves they are a schooling fish, just like the roseline sharks. So they do like to stay in schools of like maybe 5 to 6 plus. But you have to kind of maintain just how many fish you have in your aquarium based on how big it is, how many gallons and liters are you're allowing your fish to swim in. So you definitely don't want any overcrowding or anything that's going to really create aggression towards each other, the way they're going to they don't have enough environment to get away or to flee or to kind of de-escalate the situation if the tank is too small. Number 4 on the list is going to be our Convict cichlid. Now, of course, this little guy holds it down. I mean, I've had 2 to 3 of these guys in one tank, and it didn't go well because if they do start laying eggs, and they will go crazy in the tank, and they will kick everybody over to one side. And so what I did was I just have one Convict Cichlid in this tank, just so that they don't think that they're the star fish in the aquarium, because it's not them, it's actually the Parrot Cichlid. So sometimes they may forget that, and so yeah, I only have one of this tank, and he is working out beautifully. He holds it down. He definitely has a personality of his own, and you know, the thing about that is he's so small, yeah, but he, you know, definitely holds its ground in this tank, and he works out beautifully with being a tank mate for Parrot Cichlids. And then number 5 on the list, I would say more Parrot Cichlids, right? These guys love one another. They do, you know, like I said, push and, you know, tussle, fight a little bit, but, you know, overall, they love being around each other. And honestly, this tank is a bit too small for them and what, you know, I'm trying to do here. But obviously we're going to have to get another tank that's way larger than this, probably like a 125, just so these guys can kind of have their own space. But these guys are beautiful. They do fight like what you're seeing here. We'll just watch them. But like I said, overall, it's more of like a pushing. It's not like an aggressive, you know, fight. They just kind of battle and kind of stare each other down and, you know, say, hey, get out the way, hey. So that's really cool sometimes to watch, but, you know, definitely want to monitor the behavior to make sure that there are no injuries. But overall, they can't bite one another. Their mouth is deformed. Of course, this is a man-made fish, and so there's a lot of deformity with this fish. And even people who, you know, don't really care to own this fish, or don't really care for people like me to own this fish. But, you know, hey, tomato, tomato. I love all fish, and fish that I can definitely grow up, I'm going to try to do it. And these fish are amazing. They're easy to maintain. Just, of course, change their water. But more parrotfish would be my answer as to the final top 5 tank mate for Parrot Cichlids. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, everybody, to another episode of Growing Up Fish. I hope that you learned something from this video, that you took something away of some possible tank mates that you could put in with your Parrot Cichlids. If not, what other questions do you have for me? Don't forget to comment below and share with me your experience, your top 5 tank mates that you think can go in with Parrot Cichlids. I would love to hear from you. Well, this has been another episode of Growing Up Fish. I'm Jamal.